Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DiChiara coming to you live once again from downtown Flushing, New York, with another amazing episode of How to Win at Business. And yes, I am talking about my 5-day challenge coming up starting on Monday. We might have a bonus pre thing. I got to talk to my team, and I want to give a shout out to everybody on my team. Elizabeth, Linda, Janine, Lewis, Christina. It's been amazing working with everybody and getting this thing up. I'm really looking forward to it because I believe that we're going to be giving out an enormous amount of really valuable information. And if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live, please. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay because it makes me feel good and it increases my something. They told me to ask you for that. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. I'm not good at multitasking. I try to keep everything simple. If you don't know me by now, if you're here by accident, today's your lucky day. If you're in business and if you're a taxpayer, or if you just know somebody that is, because I am a CPA, over 35 years. I've worked with thousands of small businesses, and in the last couple of years, I started focusing on the smallest of small businesses, the micro businesses, the people that have no employees, including themselves, because they are considered what we call sole proprietors. And this is where the confusion starts, folks. One of the things I'm going to cover in the 5-day challenge is a simple question, which is, what exactly is a business? Because, I could tell you some stories about people that thought they were in business and weren't, and people that are in business and don't even know it. And let me give you a couple of examples. So we have these terms like 1099, independent contractor, subcontractor. Now we got this non-employee compensation, a 1099 for non-employee compensation. We have freelancers. We have solopreneurs. Okay, these are all terms. The fact of the matter is, if you're a 1099, if you're a freelancer, if you have an Etsy store, okay, if you're an Amazon affiliate, you have a business. If you're an Uber driver, you are a business, okay? And it's the simplest form of business. It's called being a sole proprietor. So all of these terms, they all lead, all of them, no matter what, if you're a freelancer, a 1099 contractor, an independent contractor, an outside vendor, a freelancer, every one of you has to file a Schedule C on Form 1040. Now, what is Form 1040? That's the personal income tax form. Personal income tax, which now has your business commingled with it. This puts you at a major, major disadvantage for a number of reasons. Number one, you get no tax benefits. Number two, the IRS likes auditing people that combine their business with their personal, which is what sole proprietors are. By definition, by law, there is no separation. You are the business, which means you get no protection and you get no respect. So, what I'm going to talk about during the 5-day challenge is, and I'm going to talk about this a lot, I call it the machine. Because we're not just talking about the IRS that makes it almost impossible for a business to succeed. It's not the art. That's a small part of the whole machine. Okay. My friend John Limbacher recently explained this term called big data. Big data. What is it? Well, big data, the way he explained it, it's like all this information, like Google is a big data company. Amazon is they're looking at our buying habits, and they're predicting what we're going to decide before we even decide it, which is kind of weird because it contributes to your decision. It's it's kind of scary when you think about it. And all of this stuff, the big data, the insurance companies, the health industry, the healthcare industry, all of this information identifies who is doing what, where, when, why, and it's only a matter of clicking the wrong box on your tax return, putting the wrong number in the wrong place. And and I will show people on the tax returns that trigger the audits, like little inconsequential questions like, were you supposed to give anybody a 1099 this year? Okay, they're trying to identify the sole proprietors because what they have found through their research is that a lot of sole proprietors forget that they made money and that they're supposed to report it. That's always been the case. That has been the case since probably the beginning of time, when the government decided that it wanted to collect taxes from people. Okay? So there is always this underground economy. Well, that's being disappeared. It's disappeared, folks. I mean, there is no more cash business. This is all by design, and this is all part of the machine. Okay? I don't care if you own a candy store. You go in a candy store and people are still buying gum with a debit card now. Okay? This was planned out a long time ago to be able to track us and see everything that we're doing. And now, how does that equate to the 5-day challenge? I'm going to tell you how. When a person starts a business, okay, you come under the jurisdiction of a lot of different places, starting with the state that you're living in. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that. That's where you need to register your business. Okay, you come under the jurisdiction of, and I talked about this last night, of government agencies, insurance companies, banks, will do business with you as long as you're willing to show them your books and records if they ask. Okay? So too many people just go into business not knowing even what books and records are, and that's going to be part of my 5-day challenge. So you're an Uber driver, okay, because you want to make some extra money, and you're getting a 1099. So now you find out after you go to file your taxes that you got to pay $6,000 because you're a sole proprietor, and it's tough. It's tough. And I had a new client today. I think she made $20,000. She's below the poverty level. $20,000 as a sole proprietor is going to cost her about $3,000 in self-employment tax. Okay. What's the solution? One of them is to become an s-corp. You don't want to be an LLC because an LLC has no tax status. So people that come to me as an LLC, I will change them into a corporation for tax purposes. Okay, that starts leveling the playing field. And this is where we start avoiding obstacles and other government hazards. And that was the topic of my training tonight. It becomes like a minefield out there. And I have come to the conclusion that there is no possible way for one person to do everything that needs to be done in a business. It's not possible. If somebody has, I want to shake your hand. Congratulations. It's very difficult. I mean, and I'll give you an example. So my mom opened up an Etsy shop. I didn't know about it. I mean, they said, "Oh, we want to talk to you about opening up a store." Well, they already opened it. They already had a store up and running. They had everything set up because my sister knew how to set it up. But what she didn't know was that if mom made $10,000 in profits, that mom was going to pay about $1,500 in taxes. And we don't want mom to do that. So we incorporated. So if you go to Suzuki.com, you can buy handcrafted COVID. I don't even know what they're making anymore. I lost track, but they're doing sales, and mom and sis are subject to the same rules as everyone else. Okay. The thing is, they have a CPA in the family and a bookkeeper that know these things. And there's over 20 million people out there that don't know this because it's a fact. And I want to end with this. There's over 30 million businesses out there, folks, in the United States. Over 25 million are still sole proprietors. That has to end. That is not the way to do business. Okay? It's hard enough to succeed in business, but if you're going to do business as a sole proprietor, you're 10 times more likely to not make it. The sole proprietors that make it eventually become corporations. And there's no coincidence. You look at the results. Look at the results. Corporations have a much better chance of succeeding. And corporations avoid a lot of those obstacles. So I'm actually going to end with this because this is something that really gets me mad, to be honest with you. There are too many accountants and tax professionals out there that discourage small business owners from incorporating. And their logic is the compliance cost. It's going to cost more to do business as a corporation. Well, yeah, it costs something to actually run a business, to have a corporation. But if mom was in a corporation, that $1,500 is going somewhere when it should be staying there. And all we did was we filed to be a corporation. Now, normally I would charge about $600 to do this, but mom gets it, at mom's price. It cost us about $100 to incorporate. Nothing to do an S election. Every year, I think that the annual fee in New Mexico is $25. That's the compliance cost. Okay. She uses Wave Apps, which is free. So where's the logic behind being a sole proprietor, folks? Where is it? That's what I'm going to be talking about in the 5-day challenge, because I just can't watch people suffer and go through pain and misery that's avoidable. It's avoidable. So I guarantee you, if you register for this challenge, you will find out the truth about what really needs to be done in a business just to not get caught up in the machine. I will give you all the tools, all the information you need to start, build, and hopefully manage a small business successfully without, or I should say, despite all the government and the machine interference. Okay, so that's my story. I'm sticking with it. One other announcement I forgot. This is why I have a VA. Tomorrow we have our mastermind with Joe DiChiara. It's always a lot of fun. Elizabeth runs the show. I just show up and interrupt people, and we have a lot of fun. So come to Mastermind with Joe DiChiara. Over and out. Thank you.